All right, next one, trouble code. All right, the device. Okay, so this is from Jeremy Fink. Thank you very much, Jeremy, for submitting this. Signed ticket to myself. Device hard disk drive DR0 has a bad block. Now, I have a really good idea what this is, and we're going to try some of the troubleshooting steps what we could do to possibly resolve this. Usually when you see this type of error, I'm going to tell you right now, when there's a bad block, that means there's something physically going on with the hard drive. I mean, it could be going bad. Now let's see if we have any other information. And looks like Jeremy added more information. Thank you very much, Jeremy. I appreciate it. I appreciate it, man. I really appreciate you. See, you probably have more information. This is wonderful. Windows 10, 64-bit, and it's an Optiplex 1920 here in the note. So Optiplex 1920 is um, is a Dell computer, and it's about, heck, I want to say almost 10 years old. So chances are this is a regular hard drive that's installed in it, meaning it's a classic magnetic type of hard drive, for which this error is pretty common. Okay. All right. So if you're unsure what these mean, it's perfectly okay, because this is part of your learning process to simply just do a search. And I know this is going to come up as probably a bad drive or part of the drive that's going bad. All right. Search web. Okay. So here's just some suggestions from the internet, and usually go for like some of the first things that come up, and then we got here, it says, how do I fix hard drive disk? Do some of the research here if you want, but chances are that the drive itself is just physically going bad. So what we're going to do is run some commands that will possibly confirm our situation. You can do hardware diagnostic if your computer has hardware diagnostic disk or built into BIOS. You can do that. But for this, we're going to do check disk, what they call check disk, and it's something that's built in within Windows operating system. And for that, for us to access it, we're going to use command line, or what's also informally known as DOS, right? Nobody calls it DOS anywhere, but it's called command prompt or command line sometimes, but it's command prompt. So just type in CMD in your search and pull up command line. And we're going to run it as administrator because we're going to run some check disk action. Check disk is basically a built-in diagnostic tool that will check the drive for bad sectors. So to run a check disk, let's see, I don't do this often. I believe it's CHD DSK, check DSK, check, I think it's this. And then if you do a F, it repairs it, I believe, or if you do R, it searches for bad sectors or something like that. Let me confirm this. And again, guys, this is, you can't remember everything. You can't remember everything, all the commands, because it doesn't come up often. So it's okay to use Google to find some check disk commands. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Nobody's requiring you to remember everything exactly. As long as you have an idea in the back of your mind that, hey, I can use check disk to see if I can fix this drive. So here it is, a document from Microsoft for a check disk command. And this is a good place here to actually look at this. You see how they have tons of different commands you can do in Windows through the command prompt, and even PowerShell as well. But we're going to stick with check disk for now. All right. So it's CHKDSK. CHKDSK. All right. So I was somewhat close. CHKDSK. Okay, CHKDSK. Then we're going to do space bar, and we're going to look for some of these commands. I'm gonna, okay, let's look at this on the website itself. Okay, here's F. Okay, so I was right. F fixes the errors on disk. Okay, so that's what we'll attempt to fix it. Basically, what it does, it goes through and it formats the drive in such a way. Well, I don't know if it formats it per se, like format as in erase everything, but it tells the computer operating system not to use bad sectors, bad, in this case, blocks, right? Bad blocks, which are basically parts of the hard drive that store memory. It's just a little tiny part of the hard drive that stores the memory. And then what was the other? R locates, serial /R locates bad sectors and recovers readable information. All right, so we got it ready. Here's our device manager. Here's a broken hard drive. I'm going to enable it, and hopefully it doesn't cause me problems, because I have a video on this. This drive is bad, and I have a great video on this and shows you an example of what a bad hard drive looks like. I highly suggest you watch it. I'm going to put an error, and on the top right, you'll see it pop up. So you might want to watch this video to show you exactly an example. This is the one video, this is the drive that I showed you about. So I'm going to enable it, and hopefully it doesn't crash my computer because it was slowing it down really bad. But I have to enable it because we have to do a check disk on it. And it's enabling it. And you see how my computer is not responding right now? Hopefully it doesn't crash my computer. It's a really good example of a, and I think I got to a point on that video where I could show you in detail even log files in the event manager, what it's called inside of the computer, which keeps the records of system log files that shows you errors for the specific hard drive. And that's a sign of a hard drive going bad, which chances are the same thing is happening for this user as well. So I'm waiting for it to enable. I cannot run check disk on drives that are currently being used. The check disk usually comes up whenever your computer crashes, and it does a check disk. So if you want to see it, and I don't recommend you actually do this, but if you really want to see it, unplug your computer from the power right now, and it's going to crash, and it's going to say, oh, something went wrong with your computer. We're going to run a check disk to make sure everything's okay before we boot up. That's when check disk comes up and looks for issues. And then you can repair some of these basic things. Again, this one's not going to work because it's freezing my computer. I really wanted to show you, because if I run, because I have disk drive, let's see here. I think I have disk drive E. Which drives I have? So I have C, E, and F. Let's just do F, which is not part of the operating system. So if I navigate to F, and then I type in well, I'm going to show you both. It looks like it maybe did actually install or re-enable the other one, but we'll see. So if I do it on F, which CHKDSK/R, remember this is the one that scans for a bad sector. So if I go back to the website, you can see it locates bad sectors and recovers readable information, which just means that it tells you if there's something wrong. You can see that I can't do it because volume is used by another process. That means the operating system is using it. You may run this volume if you dismount it first. Okay, so and then you would have to reboot. Would you like to force a dismount on this volume? So let's see what happens. Yes? All right, cool. So it dismounted. It means it basically disconnected it from the operating system. That's what that did. And now it's looking for bad clusters, bad blocks, bad sectors, clusters. Kind of the same thing. So that's what it's doing right now. It's scanning our F, And here's the, well, I guess we may not have to deal with this. I'm going to go ahead and disable. I'm going to disable this WDC back again because it's a really bad drive and it's causing me problems. But I did leave it there for educational purposes. Again, I have a video on this where it shows you all the errors. It's like a clear cut, aside from freezing up like this, clear cut broken hard drive. So I highly suggest you would watch this and bookmark this video because I'm going to have, you know, a ticket or two more in this video for it. I don't want you to miss it out. So it's looking for bad clusters, and you know it may take a while because it's a I think it's a 500 gigabyte hard drive, and it'll take a while. Now you can do the same thing, and it'll give you results. I may not have time to wait for the results here, but after that, you can do the command F. So chkdsk and then /F, which will attempt to fix errors on the disk. And you can do the same thing. After this completes, it'll tell you if there's anything wrong. This with the error with the result, it will tell you if there's anything wrong. So I'm going to leave this running, and then hopefully by the time I do a ticket or two more, it'll be done. We'll see. I don't know. But let me open up just another regular CMD. I want to show you what you would type in. Well, I got it open. Just the regular command prompt without administrator privileges, also known as elevator privileges. So it doesn't let me navigate. It says access is denied. That's fine, but I just want to show you the afterwards you type in chkdsk /, so it's space /F, which would fix or it would attempt to fix any errors. Okay, you see how it's freezing it up here? I'm gonna leave that be, and I'm just gonna move on because I don't want to mess with that broken hard drive that I already have a video for. So there's that, but chances are it's just a bad hard drive. Okay, and I'm just going to reply to the customer, and I'm going to say this. And if you don't have physical access to the computer, then you may have to forward the ticket to somebody who's like on site. They have on-site tech or a tech that goes from place to place that will fix issues at different business locations. So if you may get sometimes hired as to do help desk, but you also may be hired to be an on-site tech guy, which could mean traveling sometimes. They may have like 3 different locations, and throughout the day, your work day, you may travel 2 or 3 times. I don't know. But anyways, if you have physical access, you can change the hard drive, or you can do this diagnostic, you know, all of this stuff and attempt to fix it by doing so. But in this case, I'm going to reply to Jeremy and say this is most likely a bad hard drive. You can attempt to fix by using let's see, I'm going to attempt, because Jeremy sounds to me like somebody who works on their own computer, okay? And again, in a help desk environment, this is the work that you would do yourself. But here we are improvising because these tickets are coming from my viewers, you know. It's just his personal computer, most likely. You can attempt to fix by using chkdsk /F command. And what is this coming up? I don't know what that exclamation is. Anyways, I'm just gonna, that's fine, whatever. Oh, it didn't, oh, look at this. chkdsk /, oh, is this just stupid thing? chk, that was just related to the ticketing system just being goofy. Inside of CMD, but make sure you run as admin. This may fix the problem temporarily. Of course I didn't spell that. English is my second language, so I of course I misspelled that. I knew how to spell it, it's just that I'm tired and I feel off today. This may fix the problem temporarily. However, it most likely is going to be a bad hard drive that needs to be replaced. I suggest upgrading to an SSD storage. I don't know. I was gonna say solid state drive, but SSD D means drive, so you know. I hope that helps. Otherwise, you would send them to their local tech, or who there's somebody has to be somebody within the company who can fix this, right? Somebody, there has to be a guy or a group somewhere that will handle this. You know, if it's under warranty, in this case, this computer is not under warranty. If it's under warranty, they would fix it, and if not, they might replace the hard drive somehow. Well, as in like, if it's under warranty, they might just send a different computer or send a tech. Sometimes they do send a tech to the location. Like if it's a Dell computer, they have a contractor that works for Dell, and that contractor comes to the location, to the office where the person works, and then they fix it right there, whether it's hard drive or entire motherboard or whatever. I've called them before too, under warranty, and they would come to my office, and you know, I could do it, but it's under warranty, and the company's paying for the warranty, so you come, and that's actually creating jobs for him too. So I was fine with that. I could do all of this easy, you know, but if they want to send a contractor that's gonna, you know, he's got a family to feed, yeah, send him. I'm good with my job. It's a little bit irrelevant, I guess. I'm gonna say that it's fixed by replacing. You know what? I'm not gonna say it's fixed. I'm gonna say forward it, take it. This is an internal note, not the reply to customer. Customer is not going to see this. Forward it, take it to on-site tech to replace the hard drive. Perfect. Sometimes you would forward these tickets to local tech. All right, and I'm going to, in this case, I'm going to mark it as resolved, but you guys would actually, this would actually be forwarded. My ticketing system here is not set up to forward tickets because this is just for me. This is not my company's ticketing system, you know, the company I work for. So I don't have it set up so that I have a team of people. I don't have a team of people to forward this to, you know. This is all situational thing where we're talking about. It's fictitious, right? It's a real issue. It's a real issue that Jeremy here has, but this setup I have is fictitious.